toaster.
Ain't nobody worried about getting
in there like this. You know what I mean?
Constitutional amendment to legalize marijuana.
They better do that shit.
Build that in right now.
You eating the booty, you started massaging her feet, man, right? Spread that shit apart.
What? Also the first pride since the pandemic. Like, dick was just running free.
You gotta go with something like, you know, make them scum.
I mean, that is the end result.
Detained at the Vatican because Brittany decided she wanted to wear a Catholic schoolgirl outfit.
Give me something. Let me pop this up on the screen.
Shit, it's a chick. And I'm like, yeah, and I just kicked your ass. What?
Right.
You know what
Sit
I mean?
down in the back, motherfucker.
A ball gag in my mouth with a pumpkin, and I get my head ripped off. Pretty cool.
It's a timing thing sometimes.
It's a CPP thing. Other people talk about.
Phases, the end of spectrum.
It's a long story why it's double A.
MCU.
But no matter what opportunities I get, I always just feel like it's luck.
Same.
He actually did a little lap dance for me. It was kind of strange.
Karen did?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize it until just now, but I look like a fucking cult leader in this hoodie. Like,
Hello. Welcome. Looks like we're up and running. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, all that happy horse shit. Episode number 60, I think.
60.
Number 60, the big 6-0.
Can I say one quick thing after seeing that title card? We got to have Tabitha back on.
I'd love to. And I know I think she'd be down. We'll have to reach out.
She's the greatest thing.
I agree. All right, looking forward to it. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about finding community. We're going to talk about CEOs and billionaires and lead poisoning, as I've heard it called. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving and how we ate entirely too much. And Dane made a pie. So it's going to be good. But before we do that, we got to cue the music, and then we'll get it going.
Cue the music.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Failure Made Monsters, episode number 60. I am Santino Campanelli, a.k.a. The Misfit, and this is my absolutely illustrious, fantastic, enigmatic, pie-making co-host,
Dane Alexander, but you can call me the Great for short, though.
You can. Dane the motherfucking Great. And together we make up the two-headed Hydra, because the third head was too much. Failure Made Monsters.
The third head was a penis.
Before we get into the current events and everything, obviously, the last time we spoke on an episode was right before Turkey Day, right before we went and stuffed our goddamn faces. Right before apparently somebody decided to not only share their home and food with you, but disease.
Also, their pestilence.
Yeah.
Shout out Rocky. Thanks a lot, Russo.
Yeah.
No, that sucked because
ill.
The last show I was had just gotten over it. I was healthy for like a week and a half, and I was like, oh, every time I get sick and then I get better, I'm like, oh, I got all the antibodies. I'm not getting anything for a while.
I always I think the same thing. I'm like, I feel like you got a little bit of like a bulletproof vest on until you realize, oh shit, I'm sick again.
And I just got it again. Yeah. By the way, if you didn't know this about NorCal, it's cold up there. Like in the Bay, it's cold.
Yeah. I mean, northern part of the country. So
and did you hear
that it's still, because it's California, but
did you hear that they had a tsunami warning in effect?
Yeah, because there was like a 7.0 magnitude earthquake earlier, which is fucking wild. I'm hoping it doesn't jostle anything loose down here, man. I'm not ready for that. Not ready for
would
it.
Would it come this far? It's not gonna come.
I don't know, man. Tectonic plates are
there.
fairly fucking large.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
don't take much. I feel like you start, shifting the Earth's crust around. It's gonna kind of fuck up the rest of the Earth.
Shifting the Earth's crust. Speaking of crust, I made a pie.
Yeah, the segue.
Okay, so
The
that was
segue.
good. That was good.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss for the pie. No, so I didn't realize it was a like full on like baked pie thing. I thought it was like it was already made. I just put it in the oven and like whatever. And then I'm looking at the instructions and it's like, oh, you got to cut slits in the top and put the crust back together and then use the fork to. I'm like, whoa.
What's that? That's called. There's a name for that, isn't there? Scoring it.
Yeah. Score the crust. Or
Thank you, Great British Baking Show.
Wow. By the way, that show will get you. It will get you locked in.
Yes.
But no, I like, and then it was like an hour and a half to cook, 2 hours to cool. I was like, what the fuck is this? Put it on a windowsill, like little fucking.
Put it on a window. Yeah.
Sylvester Cat.
I was just gonna say, you start fucking. You see Rocky floating out the window. Is that what it was? You can't smell it though, right?
You're dumb.
No.
But no, it was okay.
What kind of pie though? We require detail.
Apple, and it was delicious. And it was delicious. I mean, I didn't eat it all that night, but I did realize also, I think my sweet tooth is getting a little out of control because I did eat half that fucking pie, and it was a big. It's okay.
It's all
bro.
Right.
One sitting, bro. Hold on. No, it's not okay. Here's why. Because I also had whipped cream. I also had ice cream. I sat there.
That's fine.
I sat here. I watched. What was I watching? Something something stupid. Oh, actually, it's not stupid. It's my comfort movie. I watched Train to Busan. That's like my comfort.
That's your comfort movie. No shit.
It's one of so I have a top two is Train to Busan and Nimona. Those are my two. I know every word.
I don't think I've seen either of those.
What? Well, I told you about Nimona, and I'm not gonna make any more suggestions to you because you never watch them.
And I'm gonna tell you. Have you seen Rush Hour 3?
Shut the fuck up.
My comfort movie. It's one of them.
Here's the thing: if you haven't seen Nimona, not him, you people, whatever,
not me.
Watch Nimona. It is amazing and it is super progressive, and I love it, and it's great. But
if you don't watch it, he's gonna moan about it. He's gonna moan about it. It's gonna moan about it.
So anyway, don't do that. So anyway, what I was saying was I sat. If you do watch Nimona, do not eat half a pie because I was definitely sick. Like in the middle of the night, I was like, that was a bad idea. That's a lot. Pie, it's a lot of sugar and it's just sitting.
It's so good though.
It's so good. So whatever. Good. Hey man, I like to eat pie. I like to eat cake too.
Hey man. Sometimes you need a piece of that humble pie. What's that fucking what was that the song with The Rock and was it Slick Rick or something? Do you remember that pie?
I do remember it, but
it's like skits and stuff in the middle of it. Yeah. And it's like fuck man, I can't remember. It's just like
I know what you're talking about. It's on the tip of my brain.
The whole fucking at the end. So good.
You know,
speaking of sweet tooth, man. Speaking of sweet tooth, right? I mean, obviously the voice too, but being out, we were out in New York City for like 5 days, and
Jersey, New Jersey.
I don't know how to say it, and it's all good. It's a different place. Don't let anyone in New York fucking hear you comparing it to.
Okay.
We were in by the South Street Seaport, just by the Brooklyn Bridge. In Manhattan, and there's this spot, the Tin Building, and there's a cafe there, tea cafe. Bro, the bakery attached to it.
Wait, it's like a coffee cafe, like coffee shop, whatever.
So there's like,
I don't know what a cafe is all of a sudden.
So the whole building is like not to drag on this, but the whole building is like 2 stories, and it's like all bars and shops and stuff. It's all food mostly, like little markets and a bunch of bars and a cafe and restaurants and stuff. And one of them is a cafe and a bakery. Like when you first walk in on the right side of the building.
Okay.
And they had this, like they had the big case of all the display food and croissants and muffins
I
and
love that case.
donuts and shit.
I love that case.
Bro,
They had out of that case every time.
No, so they had a croissant, right? It was like white and red striped, and it was stuffed with I think it was raspberry jam and cream inside the fucking croissant. The thing looked like it was. The thing looked like it was like a movie prop. It was all of them. There was like 20 of them. They looked perfect. That was amazing. That was cool. Like they had an apple cider donut. It was fucking fantastic. All this was good.
Fire.
But sir, they had a banana cookie. Oh my god! It was like banana
made out of a banana. Ooh. Sweet.
And it had like a piece of
caramelized
was it
soft?
banana.
Was it soft baked or was it crispy?
Crispy on the outside, soft in the middle. It's a perfect cookie.
Okay, all right.
It was a perfect cookie. It had everything you'd want out of a cookie: texture, flavor, the whole thing. It wasn't too sweet, but just enough to satiate.
He said everything you could want out of a cookie. Texture,
everything you want out of a cookie. Phenomenal.
Grit.
10 out of 10.
All right.
I got one. I got one like every morning with a cup of coffee when I went, and even so much so
a
that
banana cookie.
Yeah, dude. And the same young lady who was working at the bakery. The last day I was like, I had to come get one more for the road before I hop on a plane and fly back, because who knows when I'll have one again. And so she hooked me up and gave me 2 because she remembered I'd been there so much. She let me go with 2, and I was like, I paid for both of them, obviously, but it was very, very.
If she was really hooking you up, she should have said, "Hey, what's the address? I'll ship you some freeze dried ones so you can make them at home."
Bro.
Or
I can't. I got to be done. So fucking good. But anyway, if you find yourself out there,
if I find myself out there, I do really love banana bread. I am a big fan
banana
of
bread.
Banana
Is
bread.
fire, absolutely
I like
fire.
saying banana bread.
I was saying hi to chat real quick. Hey Anita, it's good to see you. We missed you as well.
Hey Anita,
joining us.
What up?
But yeah, dude, it's okay to have a sweet tooth, and I'm saying that because I'm trying to make myself feel better about it, because I had so much, bro. I had like a matcha cheesecake and all kinds of stuff.
There should all right, look, there should be a line, because here's what I will do. So there's this thing, whenever I go on a road trip or anywhere kind of like out of city limits, I will always look. This is gonna get jokes, I know it. I look for what's called a Reese's Nutrageous bar.
Yeah, you did that on the way to fucking
Neotropolis, yeah.
And I think we tried to find one on the way to Wasteland Weekend too.
And they didn't have any.
No.
Dude,
you walked back in when you found them. When you found them the first time, I mean, you wanted to get a Nutrageous, right? That's what you said. I want to get a Nutrageous. And then I remember you walking back in after you're like a fucking box. Motherfucker walked in with all the Nutrageous that store had, and I think you ate them before we even fucking got there.
I ate most of them, yeah. But like, I'll get a whole case of them shits.
So
like
good.
if I don't mentally like put the block on, like then I really overindulge. Like I will have just assortments of like cakes and donuts. I'll get like a dozen donuts, polish that day. When I tell you I do that. Okay, you know what I'm saying. So when you get the assortment donuts, the dozen, right?
Yeah.
There are gonna be like 4 or 5 that I can't stand. Custard, jam filled. I don't really rock with those. I know. I don't like anything custard. I don't like anything white cream. Stop. Anything like that.
I don't believe that.
Fielder weird. I'm not rocking with it. But here's the thing. I will get through the ones I like in that sitting, and then I'll start eyeing the ones that I don't like until I convince my brain I'm gonna eat the shit out of these, even though I don't
prioritize.
Like them. Yeah, bro.
You treat the jam-filled ones like asparagus next to the steak.
It's so messed up too, because I'm like, the whole time I'm like, this ain't good. This doesn't taste. I don't even like this, but I'm like, at least it's something.
Oh, fuck out of here, bro. Those are the best ones to me. Those are some of my favorites. But I remember when you were talking about Nutrageous before, I don't know if I mentioned this to you when you got them the first time. I thought they like full on thought that they stopped making that. So like when you were talking about getting Nutrageous, it was making me think of like fucking, I don't know, like Dunkaroos and Surge soda and like fucking the Snapple Fire and Ice, like shit that's been around like 20 years ago.
Hold on, chat. Dunkaroos. Anybody
Dunkaroos.
jumping in? Do you remember Dunkaroos? Dunkaroos were the business.
Bro, they're
Bro,
out. I saw them
It was
the
the
other
chocolate
day.
one. They had the chocolate one, right?
Can you hear me? I saw them the other day.
Where'd you see them?
The,
Don't they don't make them. They
Walmart.
discontinued them.
No, they're at Walmart.
Oh, of course they're at Walmart.
Yeah, I think they brought them back recently, I guess. But like I saw it, and I was like, I had to do this. Like, the fuck?
That or
the fuck how is
Walmart
that?
has like pallets of back ordered shit because it's Walmart, and they just like
I've
they
been
put that back on
in
sale.
Walmart once. I've been in Walmart once in like the last 10 years because I fucking loathe it. Maybe once or twice, and this was the one time because I was trying to find that Coke Zero Oreo flavored mashup thing just out of pure morbid curiosity. We were driving by and I saw someone posting on TikTok the night before, and I was like, let me see. So
there are currently two places that are on my like shit list of establishments. Walmart, absolutely one of them. And now Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Go fuck yourself.
Too. I saw
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
I saw
Eat
that.
a dick. From me to you, your chicken ain't been right in years anyway. Like, and it really hasn't. Somebody was asking me about it the other day. They're like, "Oh, it's Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Should I go there and check it out?" I'm like, "This is even before I found out about that." I was like, "No, it used to be cool, but like the quality went down." And I think it's because either they cycled through a lot of like the original people, or they just kind of stopped caring. And come to find out, they have different ownership who like is Trump supporting.
Yeah.
It's like
saw the whole thing.
Not in my chicken, bitch. Not in my chicken. What's wrong with you, man? Listen, if I see one MAGA flag anywhere near a Popeyes, woo! Don't do it. Don't do it. Leave.
It's great. It's funny how quickly I immediately turn and have a disdain for anything and anyone that shows support for that entire like sect of
crash out
ideology. Yeah,
cult.
just like cult. Instantly.
For those that don't know, also you should be boycotting it as well. It's a lot of things that they're not up to health code either. There like a lot of stuff is circulating around, but like their ownership
like rats and shit or something. And I saw people
So
posting.
All over the place.
Yeah, gross. Where do you? Where is the fucking the chicken spot now? Anyway, because like I know it was.
You want to know like what? Like what's good?
Is it Popeyes?
Bro, stop! Don't do that.
I don't know.
Popeyes is up there, right? That's always gonna have a place in my heart. But Harold's though, chicken. If you haven't been, you haven't been to Harold's Chicken because you weren't around when they opened the spot. You had just moved. Well, Harold's is from Chicago, and they opened up a location on Hollywood Boulevard, not far from like a block or two from where I live. Just really aired that out.
Where you used to live. Where I
used to live.
Yeah,
where I used to live.
Nearby where you once resided.
So anyway, but they have a 6-piece lemon pepper, and they had a sauce that like is like mild, but like it's tangy, but like it's sweet, but like it's not. And like they just douse that in there, and then like it's fire. And then close third, hot mother clucker. I know.
I've heard of that. I've actually heard that's really good.
Hot mother clucker has this seasoning that is Hot Mother Clucker is up there now, and they do like the chicken sliders, whatever, and they're like, okay, I'm sorry. Now you got me talking about chicken, bro.
But Harold's is the spot. I need to know where to go.
Chicken for a long time.
Where are we going? Is it Harold's?
Where you need to go is Harold's
and
Dino's. And Dino's. If you've never been to Dino's, you should go to Dino's. Those are the two best chicken spots right there.
Okay.
Hey, I need to ask you something.
Shoot.
Can I ask you something?
You can.
Is this a safe space?
No.
We've been over this. You think I fucking learned? No.
You won't.
Okay.
Never will.
Okay, bro. Did you hear about this Andrew Schultz shit?
No.
Oh, you didn't hear about Andrew Schultz?
No.
Okay. Well then.
Oh God.
Allow me
in real time. Let's go.
Allow me to elaborate.
Oh boy.
So Kendrick Lamar drops a verse on his new project where he's like, don't let a white comedian talk about black women. That's law. That's what he says, right? In the song. Now he could have been referring to several white comedians that made jokes that make jokes at the expense of black women, but more likely than it was Gary Owens, who is a white comedian married to a black woman, whatever, whole thing. But Andrew Schultz took issue with it. And I wish that I would find the clip. Can you find the clip? Can you find?
I can try and bring it up. Yeah.
Look up Andrew Schultz response clip. Okay, so he brings it up on his podcast, and he's like, "Oh, well, he's he first thing he does is talk about how because he's part of the rap genre and rap music disrespects women all the time, then he is in no place to stand up for black women and take the moral high ground for women." That was the first part of it. And of course, he's framing it all in this like, I'm funny, this is comedy type of way. And I'm like, okay, I'm a C. Because I used to actually rock with Andrew Schultz.
I do like him. I mean, he's funny. He's fucking funny.
Past tense, I liked him. He's done a lot of really dumb fuckery. And it started.
I haven't watched his last special, but I mean, even clips I've seen and stuff, like I didn't like that he platformed Trump and all that shit. But again, I'm not really against platforming either. And they basically laughed in his face half the time, so that wasn't enjoyable.
But it wasn't that. There were these two podcasters that he had on from London. And Andrew Schultz went into this fucking rant about how black women are so aggressive and blah blah blah, like just that same old tropey black women this kind of thing, and for no reason.
And it wasn't in the context of comedy. He was just staring it out.
It was he just was kind of going off on that tangent, and like they were laughing about it, and then there was a firestorm the next few days once people caught wind of it, and it was just like, how come they just like kind of allowed that to happen, and their whole fucking shit got rocked. They lost a ton of viewership, audience, subscribers, all that, and they were actually really big. Anyway, that fast tracks to all of a sudden the song comes out, and then blah blah blah. He puts those kind of two things together. And did you find it?
I do. Here's the clip, the response.
Okay,
you want to watch it now?
I do. Go run the tape.
Go.
So guys, we gotta take this serious. Listen, rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women. So we gotta sit back and reflect. Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. Through art.
Yes.
Than rappers. Okay?
You know what you're talking about.
I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? Be more like us, and bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric from music that protects women.
It wasn't a stick. It was a fat nigga. Use a bitch. You don't want to talk about.
Protects women. And listen. Right now, the guy on top, Kung Fu Kenny,
he is the guy on top.
He is making sure that comedians. He put a law in.
Yeah.
He put a law in place.
All right. Let's see the exact line. Okay.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
okay.
He's saying,
"Oh God damn!
I can talk about black women," and that is law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black women.
So he's basically saying all white comedians
are only allowed to
talk about black women
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
Pause.
Now I understand why.
Pause it right there. So you see what he did? The first thing he did was you're gonna go to insulting intelligence. You're gonna go to AAVE. Really. Okay, see, this is already setting the tone for you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, which is why you shouldn't talk about shit. You shouldn't speak on shit that you have no real concept of. You're not in that world. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, go ahead, continue.
He's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
That makes sense.
Because he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of.
That's true.
He must be a big fan if he's going to do a comedy with them. I mean, we can look that up. Apparently, he has a comedy coming out.
Yep. Yeah, that's fact.
But Al, you're getting groomed right now. We need to ungroom you.
Yeah, you are.
We need to ungroom you right now.
Let's see.
Okay? I mean, listen, because he sent people, he says, slide on What he said, slide. Where's the line? Where's the line? He goes, let me get it. I'm so old I had to squint my eyes. And that was not a racist joke. Okay. The N-words that coon, the N-words that being groomed, slide on both of them. Whoa. That seems like a call to violence.
It does.
Why would he call to, if he's about protecting black people, why would the call to violence be towards the black dudes, not the white guy making the joke?
Well, you gotta understand.
What?
Well, no. You gotta understand.
I snitch. I cooperate. I tell.
Yeah, litigation.
Okay? You will squabble up in a jail cell.
Here's what you gotta understand about Kendrick. It's very important to him to protect black women. That's why he's never done a song with an abuser confirmed. He's never done a song with anybody that's suspected of abuse. He's never threatened to remove his music from Spotify because they removed R. Kelly's music, who for sure fucked and held captive underage black women. Hold on. This is all very important to Kendrick.
Wait a minute, just let me understand what's going on here, because I think that you're using sarcasm as a comedic device.
It is a comedic device.
But you're so fucking smart right now that I don't know if you're serious or making jokes. Are you saying that Kendrick Lamar put it on wax that he is protecting black women from white comedians' jokes, but not the kidnapping, molestation, and of R. Kelly? And actually, in reality, he would take his own music off Spotify to protect R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Someone who's kidnapped,
a sexual predator,
and black women?
Oof, children.
Are you saying that he's done songs with other men who have potentially put hands on black women?
Not potentially, confirmed.
Wait a minute, convicted?
Yeah, I don't know what you call Chris Brown, but yeah, whatever that is.
Not brazy! Not brazy!
He goes on to basically say, don't get me wrong, like Kendrick Lamar knows all these people that like if he knows real shooters, that if they would all like hurt me, blah blah blah. But Kendrick by himself, I would, and I'm trying to tame this down a little bit just in case. I would make love to him, and the only thing he would be able to say is whether it was consensual or not. He would not do anything. Like basically, like he's like, and then he goes, "We'd be in the jail cell," because that's automatically where his brain goes when he thinks of black people. We'd be in the jail cell, and after we braided each other's hair or did tattoos or whatever, like I'd do whatever I wanted. Basically,
that wasn't a thing because of that's law, and he like broke the law.
No, it had nothing to. Yeah, no, he just automatically went there because he was already talking about prison and shit. Like that. It's like I get what you think the joke is like supposed to be, but also it's supposed to be funny, and especially if you're gonna like shit all over like an entire culture, make it funny, bro, or it just sounds like you're airing out grievances to me.
Yeah, it's. I when it comes to comedy specifically, I don't think much should be off limits in the context of comedy. I mean, honestly, the truth of the matter is not much should be off limits flat out. It's just a matter of what are the consequences you suffer for saying it, because obviously free speech should be free speech, even when we're not comfortable with it. But it's also, if he keeps talking about shit in public and there's underlying subtext to the things that he's saying that speaks more about him and the way he thinks about the world and the way he sees certain people, then there will be consequences for that for him. I do. I mean, it does sound, and I don't know enough about it, not to cut you off, but like, it does sound like there is a bit of, like there's a bit of this. Kendrick's done some shit that you could easily point and go, but what about? Yeah, I don't know how true it is. Just based on
but
what
see
he's
that
saying.
that whataboutism shit comes from like that whole right side. They do that shit a lot. And what bugs me is not like that it's comedy and it's not funny. I don't, whatever, but it's not funny to me. Comedy's subjective. I get it. But what bugs me is when you start to use framework from like a right-wing side in order to like frame your comedy. It's like how Roseanne gets up and she's like, "Oh, you can't say anything nowadays." It's okay. You're doing that thing where like you're trying to like say the thing, but without saying the thing, and then kind of make it funny. Like I don't know. That's the thing that makes me not like you as a person. Like I get that because not just your work.
Yeah, but I mean, and all right, so like that specifically speaks to our personal disdain for people who frame conversations from that political lens because we disagree with the people from that political side of the aisle so vehemently. So obviously, anyone who kind of it's literally like you're wearing a red hat with white lettering on it. I'm like, I have a problem with everything you do and say automatically. You know what I mean? So
Wait, it
there
could
is
be a
bit of
Fila
that
hat,
to it.
bro. What if they're a blood? Calm down.
You know what's funny? Like, I mean, not for nothing, but like, motherfucker did ruin red hats for everybody, and it already meant shit before. But it's like,
I mean,
they
did
somehow-
anybody wear a red hat? I mean, Cardinals fans and Bloods.
yeah, I
Bloods
mean, like
definitely
Giants,
wore
even
red hats,
Giants hats were red and white ones too. Like I wouldn't, and Yankees hat, like I would never.
That's a lot. That's bright. I don't wear color like
Me
that.
neither, but I'm just saying, like I would never wear. I toss out all red hats unless they're very obviously something else. You know what I mean?
Right. I can see that.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I think I don't know the full context of everything in here, everything Scholl said, and it doesn't surprise me if he said some shit. I mean, look, the guy's constantly being recorded. For shit all the time. There's gonna be times where he probably says he says some dumb shit because he definitely has
and he's
very little filter.
He's just
so
he's floating into this territory, and then he's doubling down on it again and again and again. And it's like, all right, bro. It feels it feels to me like that whole little like kind of community is starting to like kind of drift one way, and it's just kind of like bleeding into all of them. And I don't know.
You're not wrong.
It's whack. I don't know. Like for lack of a better word, that shit is lame, bro. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I like.
And also, I'm not gonna say the word I want to say, so I'm gonna say Uncle Tom. But if you're sitting on the couch cackling and like it's the funny, bro, you need some self-respect. Somebody needs to talk to you about something.
It depends on what his perspective is on it. Yeah.
Shoot. That's just whatever. Maybe that's me. I'm attaching. But bro, you're way too into it. I just don't feel like you would have been the one.
He might feel uncomfortable. That's possible, or he might agree. I honestly don't know his
laughing
position
at Master's jokes. You show his anyway.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to see. I wanted to pick your brain where you thought.
No, it's a tough one. But like, look, I mean, you know, if in the context of the podcast, he's saying just blatantly racist shit, or you know, or just really burying, hunkering down on stereotypes and shit like that's. Is he allowed to say it? Yeah. Do I think that makes him a dipshit for saying it? Yeah. Like both things can be true.
Also, it's. Sad
I also think Kendrick saying like you can't say something like as a comedian though is also like, well, I agree with that.
Okay,
like saying a musician can't say shit either. It's like when they tell musicians not to have a political point of view, or when they tell athletes not to have a view about what's going on in the zeitgeist and shit. Like, I don't know.
So
like,
as a songwriter,
not everyone needs to like.
As a songwriter, you're aware of the idea of using a specific idea to convey a general broader message. It wasn't, hey, white comedians, that wasn't the only thing. Yeah, he was acknowledging this shit's been happening a lot.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucky. And instead of that, ultimately what he's saying is protect Black women. Let's change that narrative. Protect Black women. That's the overarching theme.
Fine, which is totally understandable, but like let's not pretend that we don't do the same thing on like cherry picking lines and overarching narratives where even with like politics. I mean, fuck, even there's been stuff Trump said where you're like, oh, but this one phrase in the middle of everything else he said, well, let's zero and drill down on that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong versus I'm just saying it is something that is it's a common thing. We go, oh, why? Well, he said that. And in this instance, I feel like Schultz, and again, not defending him, it seems like he clearly felt personally attacked by that and was very.
And it wasn't even necessarily about him. And that's the other thing.
It may not have been. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he is a prominent comedian.
No, it was so it was more about Gary Owen, probably, most likely. Everybody kind of agrees
whatever,
with that. Because Gary Owen is a bigger comedian. Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a specificity that a lot of look. If it looked like a duck, quack like a duck, that's why you feel like that. You know what I'm saying? If the shoe's fitting you, the call is coming from inside the house. That's you're acknowledging that's fine. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's talking to you. And it also doesn't mean that he's just talking about like, oh, we ain't gonna let like it's. it's saying that because it fits in that space of the song.
Yeah.
But it's also just saying, hey, like let's look out for black women more. Is the ultimate of it. And it's like, why is that so lost on him?
Yeah,
I have no idea why he has to take such issue with it. It's like, okay, you know what? Hey, you guys have made a lot of music shitting on women. It's about time. Good on you. Sorry it had to be me.
Yeah, but I guess it's like he's not talking about the overarching narrative of the song. He's just talking about that one fucking line. I feel like, and again, I don't know, but I feel like anyone on on those couches, if you said like we need to protect black women more, like I can't imagine anyone would be like, no. Maybe I'm wrong.
Inaccurate. Go look at the other show.
They would?
The show that got him fucked up. You need to look at that. You need to watch that show. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, if that's the case, that's super fucked. Yeah, and then I agree with you. So again, I don't have enough context to be speaking intelligently on all of it. So I haven't watched Schultz in quite some time, and I obviously haven't seen any of this, and I just found out about it in real time on this. So
I have been immersed in all of the things Poppy lately. I don't know why.
Yeah, I like Poppy.
Like sponge to like pop culture shit.
I'm trying, but also, I spent the last few days trying not like, or since like Thanksgiving to like detox
you like checked out or whatever. What was that like?
I needed to get the fuck away from social for a while. It was toxic as fuck. I'm back on a little bit
as
today,
it can be.
Like I did see the fucking the United Healthcare CEO shit that happened. That was fucking. That was something, and the internet reaction to it
in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
you know what? Listen, I don't always talk about white privilege, but listen, wait a minute. Nobody had a question. No, wait. Nobody was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing over here on this side of town?" You know, like he pulled up, cleared a jam. Did you see that?
No, so I didn't watch it.
He fired several shots, jammed, cleared the jam, fired several more shots, dipped out, caught an electric bike, gone. Ghost.
An electric bike is how he got away?
Bro, he just rode a bike away. You see? Privilege.
That's actually kind of brilliant.
Bro, that's out of a movie. What are you kidding me? That's like literally.
And they don't know who it is, right?
They have a picture of his face now, and like apparently he's attractive. Everybody's like thirsting over him on TikTok, like because he's got look. I got to be honest, he's got a cute smile. like he does. Like if he hadn't just murdered a dude, whatever. Eat the rich. If he hadn't just murdered, I haven't seen. And I just saw him. I was like, oh, what a nice fellow.
Chat's talking about the comment section on the United Healthcare Facebook page. Apparently, is amazing.
The comment section.
I haven't seen that yet. Have you?
Wait, they have no. I have not. They have a comment section.
Apparently so.
I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking at the chat. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. That's I'm very I'm a little apprehensive about bringing that up on stream now on the show, but
whatever.
I've seen
I ain't scared.
Let me see.
It's just us. We just in here talking. We just in here talking, bro. Like it's nothing.
I'm not even logged into Facebook.
What is it?
Browser.
What does it say? Well, look what it says.
I'm assuming I saw literally before I logged on a meme about him about the CEO having
hey Debbie,
having lead poisoning, and it was a pre-existing condition, so his claim has been denied.
Oh, that's what the motive was?
That's the meme I've seen about. I saw that a couple times. I'm assuming that's a lot of comments and shit like that.
Was it not Hassan? Not Hassanabi. The other Good Trouble. He had a really good take. Shout out Good Trouble. He had a really good take on it. He's like, when this inevitably comes out of why this guy did this, it's going to be the most predictable reason for like his loved one, somebody close to him got denied care, passed away, whatever. And he's like, and it's gonna be so obvious because of the state of healthcare in America right now. And I was like, that is. Man. What is it? What was that? John Q?
We all already know the story. We didn't even know who the guy was.
Because Denzel did it already. Denzel made this movie already.
Yeah.
Wasn't it John Q? What was it?
Yeah, John Q. That sounds right.
Where his son dies or was about
Yeah,
to
I
die
think
of
so.
cancer.
Yeah. Great fucking movie.
So what did the comments say? What else?
Shit like that. According to it's a lot of comments like that, and that's karma and that kind of
Hey
thing. And I
man.
saw
Hey man.
what else I see earlier was his life insurance company has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
That's good. That's good.
Pretty good.
I
I mean, like, you know, I've been like a little on, you know, I don't find it amusing usually when anyone gets hurt or dies, but also at the same time,
not
it's like,
anyone.
you can't be the CEO of this type of specific company and not realize you're operating in a fucking in not even in the moral gray area, but like you're on the wrong side.
Oh, you're the devil. If there's a devil, you're him.
Yeah, you're operating. You're definitely fucking around in the wrong side of like what could be considered morally good. Put it in eloquently, but yeah, I mean, you're definitely and you're doing it because you want to make money. Like that's and a lot of people end up getting hurt and dying as a result of it. So that's pretty fucked.
I was thinking about it, actually talking about it the other day. Like so I have a problem. I don't like how much medicine. No, teeners. I have a problem with how much like things that you need to get well cost at like a pharmacy, right?
Dude,
so, like, do you know that like a bottle of Advil is like $25 fucking like at CVS? That's wild. Okay,
dude.
So
I don't even want to.
My thing is like, if you made it to help people, right, and then you make it harder for the people that need that help to get that help, what the fuck was the point? Money.
And add to that too, we fund our tax dollars fund the research and development of a lot of these really helpful, important drugs in the United States, but then they get privatized anyway. And there's a lot of people who develop medications that don't patent them properly early days, and then the patents end up getting, or derivatives of the medication get patented and then pushed out into the market by these giant drug companies, pharmaceutical companies. The whole system's absolutely shattered and it's broken. And I mean, just this year alone. So I've been, as for sure we've talked about on the show before, I've had stomach problems forever, like really bad reflux issues on and off for fucking, I don't know, almost
He's got
17 years.
tummy issues.
I got tummy issues, man. And I've had upper endoscopies and I've been on all types of medications and blah, blah, blah. And I've seen different types of gastroenterologists in different states and naturopaths and just regular fucking general practitioners, like just trying to figure something out. I ended up going to a specialist and just through the course of this year, just going to the specialist because they don't take insurance, because a lot of the people who end up being fucking helpful don't. I'm going to be out of pocket like at least 10 grand on trying to fix something that it's not even a guaranteed fix. And then the next solution is surgery, which also wouldn't be covered by insurance, which would be like another 10, 15 fucking $1,000. If that's the way, I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
What would happen if you like just made some shit up, right? You just fill out the forms or whatever, and then you went in and then they did the surgery and then you just like dipped. Fuck they gonna do? Like they gonna take it back? You know what I mean? It's done.
No,
like
what the surgery, but they'll crush you with medical debt. That's what happens with a lot of people.
I mean, sorta, but also sometimes they just look.
I mean, sometimes I guess you find an electric bike and ride out to in the middle of the city.
Right. If somebody get clipped, they ain't got it. No. I mean, it's crazy that's even got to be like a roadblock to getting better, like that you have to like really think like, okay, well, do I want to be buried under crippling debt or do I want to live? Which will it be?
And that's the reason that that's exactly that's the crux of it, right? That's how they get away with absolutely fucking shellacking human beings.
I'm sorry, sir.
Out of all of their savings and money and shit. It's because
Sir, did you just say shellacking?
Shellacking.
Did you just like the way it sounded, or did you want to like evoke that imagery of shellacking?
Absolutely felt right.
Because shellacking, you know what that is, right?
Yeah, over the like wooden shit. Yeah.
So we're all right. Continue. I'm sorry.
they do. I don't know why I said it, but I said it. But they do, man.
Sounded
It's
good.
absolutely fucking. They run your pockets dry, and they have no problem with it because they know you need it.
Yeah,
and
that-
things like that, like your like health, and most things in the health sector, as far as like what's accessible by the general public, should not be completely driven by the for-profit motive.
Oh yeah,
It just shouldn't. I have no issue with there being
Absolutely not.
privatized medicine available to other people and the development of things, being run through, the capitalist system and all that. Like there's some good that can come out of that, but that being the only thing people have as an option, and like literally, like you said, being a life or death, a matter of life and death, that's just fucking broken.
Yeah,
It's absolutely broken.
I also was gonna say real quick, along with that, in keeping with that, if you live in LA, eggs are back up to like $8.50 a dozen. So strap your belt up because it's about to, like, that inflation thing. It's gonna go up real quick.
Everyone's preparing for the incoming tariffs.
Yeah.
That's the fucking problem. Even the business, some of the clients that I work with are as well. Like they're worried about not as aware of it, but worried about the import taxes because a lot of stuff comes in from overseas, and it's going to be a fucking thing.
But tariffs, fuck up. You don't even know. Define it from now on. I swear, I'm not arguing.
The motherfuckers who voted for it don't understand it.
If you can't give me a definition, use it in a sentence. I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't want to hear your opinion any longer. Keep it.
I agree. The last thing I'll say about the whole healthcare thing too is I was talking to, I'll keep this anonymous, somebody close to me, who leans right.
Who is it? I'm kidding.
I don't want to say. Someone close to me who leans right was recently explaining to me how they are benefiting from Medicare.
Okay.
Right, the healthcare system of Medicare, and
yeah.
This and how expensive private health insurance is, and it's like over the top and difficult to get access to, and all that. And same, we've had some issues with people around them not being able to get healthcare and all that too, and then only benefiting from Medicare.
Yeah,
and I was like, hey, you remember a few years back when there was this like little old Jewish guy from fucking Brooklyn that everybody was really fucking stoked on? And everyone was like, oh, he's like a fucking communist or whatever. Do you remember what he was pitching the whole time? You remember like the big thing that they made it out to be, like he was the fucking like the Antichrist about? You remember what it was? It's Medicare for all. That was the fucking thing. That was the fucking thing.
I told you so, teeners.
Bro, Bernie fucking wanted everyone to have access to healthcare. Like the thing you're talking about right now that's been such a big benefit to you, and you're complaining about a private health insurance. I'm like, and do you realize that? Like, even when I pointed out, I feel like you still don't quite get it. You just still don't quite fucking understand that you are right now. No. Right now, you're a socialist. You don't even know.
So it's
you're
not
doing socialism.
So for the longest time, I was in there like, I was like, oh, it's stupid. It must be because they're stupid, and da, da, da. It's not. They don't care, bro. It's not like they don't know that. It's they don't care. That's not the point. The point is not like, oh, well, it's not what we thought it was, or we didn't really look at. No, it's I don't care. I don't care. What I care most about is making sure that the way it's always been is the way that it stays. That like the leaders that they've always looked like is what they keep looking like, and that like the money that how the structure works. Like I was talking to a homie. I was like, it's weird that like there's kids at In-N-Out that are making like $20 an hour. Like, but they couldn't raise that to be the minimum in California because everybody voted against it. They want shit.
It still blows my mind.
They want shit to be the way it was. That's it. the way it was, because I can count on that. I know that this is my boss, and he's my boss because he makes these decisions and he makes this much money, and I'm here, and then there's those people below me that I don't give a fuck about. And
Yeah.
like keeping everything the way that it's always been is the point. It's not stupidity. It's they don't fucking care what you think they're supposed to care about. They don't care. like that's and it sucks. It sucks because it's like because when you get into them.
I think you are right on that, but I do think that there's it's
There's
not everybody.
Yeah.
Like it
There's
you
also
are.
really stupid fucking people.
No, that's the other thing. I really think that it's a mix, right? It's the people who don't care and they know better and they just don't give a shit because, like you said, they want the status quo or they want the people in power to keep looking like them and that kind of thing. They feel marginalized, even though it's bullshit. Blah blah blah. Like those motherfuckers. And there's a component of that probably, even if it's not the entire, pie. While we're talking about pie, well, if that's not the whole fucking thing, I also think the other half is just straight up ignorance. And you know that when you have people like spitting, regurgitating fucking bullshit that they heard on Fox News or Newsmax or whatever, and they're saying it like it's true. They genuinely believe some of the talking points that they hear that like are verifiably false. And there's so many of them, but like. The tariffs thing was a good example. Is like how China is going to pay for the fucking tariff stuff, and there's a lot of people who are like just saying that back to you as if it's fact. It's not that they don't care; it's that they did not. They were not intelligent enough.
Didn't do the research.
Yeah, they just literally didn't figure out how this thing works. I mean, they just Googled the fucking definition, like you said before. So, like, I do think there's this big component of just straight up fucking ignorance / stupidity when it comes to people who are. Yeah, spitting back these talking points and making these decisions based on just bunk information. But there's a mix too. There's like an intersection between the two things where it's like they don't care enough to prove themselves wrong, or they don't want to because they've to challenge their own worldview or whatever. They don't care enough to know better.
Right.
So there's kind of like a mixture of willful ignorance, right?
Exactly. What I don't know won't hurt me. Like that's the attitude. That's the big secret. It's like, if I can walk through the world and everything in my life is gonna operate as it always has, then I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't care what damage to every and I feel like a lot of that comes, it's top-down mentality, right? So like you get somebody like Elon Musk who has never really actually like cared about like I don't think he ever really cared about like the world so much. I feel like
I genuinely don't claim to understand what goes on in that fucking guy's head.
I mean, yeah, he's
an odd dude.
He's an odd guy and odder by the day.
Part of me thinks if you look at it from this lens, right? That I'm about to say, I think a lot starts to make more sense. He's a child.
Yeah.
He's a child. And
like he's trying to reclaim his childhood because he was a dork when he was a kid.
Sure, it's a mix. I just think he's just very childish in that like
not that there's anything wrong with being a dork, by the way.
No, fuck no. It's my it's
like your whole thing.
Me. But there's if you told me a few years back, like that he wants to go to Mars and build these things like to save people and to like help be the hero of Earth or some crazy weird shit like whatever. There's part of me like whether or not it's actually a possible thing or whether or not is altruistic in nature and not just like a selfish desire, whatever, all that shit aside, like if you just said like it's just a kid who wants to be the be the superhero kind of guy who's got the position to do it and is willing to do shitty things to do it, then I kind of would be like, okay, that makes sense. And then when you look at like him rabbit holing on all this other stuff, and the Twitter of it all, because basically since he bought Twitter, he's turned into Twitter. He's like the personified version of the social media comment section.
He is.
But and all the stuff he's done in between too, like with Doge and naming the cars sexy and all that. He's just very childish. And I don't mind some of it. Some of it I liked. I actually kind of liked things about Musk in the past, and I still liked those things until you learn more about them. I like I liked that he was doing that shit. I was like, that's cool. Like an automaker who's like, yeah, fuck it. Like I want to do something a little brash. I mean, that's kind of our whole brand is to be crass, right? You and I. And I think that there was like there was someone in like the
crass with a
mainstream-
purpose. There's some
Well,
shine
I mean,
to
like,
our
so in his
crassness.
so in his instance, a lot of the times he would do this shit, and at least this is to my understanding, is like Tesla didn't have a marketing department. I don't think they do. And he would do these things because he knew that the media would pick up on it and then he'd get free press out of it. And I was like, so that's taking advantage of the system that's in place and gaming the shit out of it, which is what Trump is great at too. Even though he's a steaming pile of dog shit as a human being, but he's still very good at that. Musk was doing that shit, but he was doing it with like seemingly harmless shit most of the time. And then it turns out there's the seedy stuff, like how autonomous driving wasn't ready and certain people have been hurt because of it and blah blah blah. And there's like a laundry list of shit that he's done and the way he's treated employees at Tesla. And obviously once you start to learn how he's treated his own fucking children, now I'm like, okay, so you're a scumbag. But like again, it's also maybe the childish thing was like just doesn't understand.
No,
seems
see,
like a
okay.
fucking kid.
This is the thing. All right, look, it's. I feel like that's a cop out. I feel like
maybe.
I don't think he's a kid. I think what it really boils down to is he's
just a monster.
He's got more money than fucking God now, and now he wants to be cool again. And he really, really wants to be cool.
He's
and his
always
wife
wanted to be cool.
And his wife left him. And his kids hate him. And a lot of his companies tanked. And he just really wants to be the guy.
Not enough though, 'cause he's still the richest person on earth.
He really wants to be the guy though. That's the thing. And you'd think it'd be enough. You'd think with that much wealth, it would be enough. Shut the fuck up. Go enjoy yourself. You're not really in it to like help humanity. Not really. You got your bread. Get the fuck out of the way. But he still wants to be fucking cool. That's why you fucking made the Roadster fucking car.
Look at me, Dane. He is though to a large group of people. Like he is that guy,
but not enough for him. But so that's what I'm saying. So
okay,
I'm aware,
I'm
aware of that. But when you're wildly insecure at the corest of your being, you always seek that validation. That I want the crowd to want me shit, and that's why he does the dumb shit like jumping around on a fucking MAGA stage and I'm gonna say the dorky fucking thing and it's gonna be cool and then I'm gonna jump on Twitter and post tweets that are fucking corny.
He is the cringiest person in the spotlight on earth right now.
Yeah,
for fucking sure. Yeah, I do agree with that, and I will say too, like you said before, he's the insecure thing. That's also like outside of the childish thing, like just if everything's coming from a place of wild insecurity too, that does explain
and
a whole lot. Not in a good way.
About that. Think about what that says about one, human beings, but two, specifically him. You have that much money and you're still that insecure.
Yeah.
Wow. What does it take? Wait a minute. It makes me question all of my life's goals and aspirations. What? Bro, wait, 300 bills? You can't buy somebody to lie to you and make you feel like you're enough. Just the way that you are, like that is so sad.
That's maybe the most human thing about him.
I would swan dive. Never mind.
You Scrooge McDuck into your money.
That is, bro. I just can't. I can't like fathom that because. Anyway, moving on. Here's the thing about the thing. God, look. Hey, people out there, you know what? It doesn't matter how much money you have. Clearly, you're somebody without it. Just know that you're better than motherfuckers that have it without it. Anyway.
Yes. I think
my thought today.
I look, money makes life easier.
Yeah.
Money opens doors. Money
it
allows
opens legs too if you know what you're doing.
It does. money opens doors, legs, and opportunity, avenues. It gives you, it affords you to almost buy your time back in a lot of instances. It can help you maintain your health, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like, and this is what I think a lot of people who spend so much of their time out of insecurity chasing money fail to realize, is that the more important thing is the people that you keep around you and the quality of the connections and relationships and shit you have. Because, you know, you start nuking your whole fucking family and your love interests and your kids and all that shit, like, you know, and like, you can't take it with you in the end, man. You're just gonna die alone and disliked by all the people who should be there when you're, you know, on your deathbed. Like, fuck, that sounds pretty shitty.
I heard the
money in the world don't make that better.
I heard the coolest song. It was one of those ones that, like, it was like a guy giving a talk, but then it was broken up with music, and it was like he was saying, "Oh, I don't want to mess it up. I'm gonna post it later." But he says in this speech or whatever, he's like, it's it's akin to dancing. When you're dancing, it's not about getting from one end of the room to the other end of the room. The dance is about the dance. And anyway, yeah, right. And he's like so it's to say that you're not living, you're playing. You should be experiencing life in that way. It's like music.
Yeah.
Basically is how that the song kind of progresses. But when I heard that, I was like, bro, that's heavy. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment too. And it's the truth, man. I've been thinking about like what I want to do more and all that. And actually, because I've been doing the voiceover work and shit a lot more lately. And getting more into that. And I found that it's like, you know, obviously I've been doing music and film and all this shit for a long time, and I've been in different communities in those artistic spaces for, you know, most of my fucking life since I was like 13. But I found in the past like 6 months to a year, when I really started doing this VO stuff a lot more, I've been finding like the people that I end up being around as a result of, you know, the spaces that this brings me, be them courses, work, conventions, that kind of thing. I was at the Nava Gala just last night, and it's really been like I don't know, like eye-opening, and that the quality of the people you surround yourself with, even people they don't have to be like people that are close to you. Just the people that you like have to engage with or get to engage with in these spaces that you put yourself in makes such a fucking difference to like everything. Like everything. Like the way you feel about it when you're there and talk to them, the way you feel afterwards, the way you feel when you anticipate knowing you have to go to the next thing or work with these people, or like it just changes, because I'm so used to like being in scenes where there's like so much ego and competition and
thanks a lot, man.
Pettiness and bullshit. And I'm just that was like my whole fucking life being around it. I know you know what that's like, and it's just so fucking.
Didn't know I was such a drag on your reality. God, man. All right,
not you, motherfucker. Yes. But you know, that's why I choose to work with you. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just always bullshit. There's been a lot. I mean, there's been a lot of really good people in the space and in music and stuff, but I have never encountered the type of like, I don't know, openness and kindness and genuine like people. Everyone wants you to everyone wants you to succeed, and it's not like they want nothing from you. I've not like it's been almost everyone I've encountered in that space. Anyway, I'm getting at it was just like quality of relationships and quality of people you spend your time around and all that too. And it's not because it's not just like your family, and it's not just your partner and all that. It's you spend a lot of time around other people for work and shit. Like we spend a lot of our time around the people we work with and work around, and what a difference that makes to your fucking your mood on like 80% of your fucking week. You know what I mean?
I feel the same way, except but with strip clubs. So here's the thing about strip clubs, right?
All right,
you get that same kind of like everybody wants, you know, or is making you feel like they want you to, you know, stay and win. It feels very inviting. It's warm, you know. It's different strokes. I see what you're saying too. It's
different,
but
it's a little different.
It's the same. It's the same too, though. You know.
I don't think it is.
You know what? Agree to disagree.
No, I'm just gonna disagree. I refuse to agree with you.
No,
it's been good.
I mean that's true. Who you surround yourself with. I am entering. I don't know if I'm entering or if I've been in a hermit phase in my life. I don't like a lot of energies and a lot of people around me, and here's why. The reason why is because of past trauma. So what I'm realizing is I have a hard time trusting people, and I have a hard time trusting their genuine intentions. So even when I am in a situation where the atmosphere is all, hey, this is supportive, it's a good space to be in, and blah, 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 I still don't like being there. I still am waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting for the dude behind the corner to be like,
yes,
nah, they're talking behind your back. So I like to just shut all. This is not healthy. By the way, I'm not saying any of this is healthy. Please do not do this. This is not a way to live your life. But I do find that I can control my peace a little bit better when I just stay the fuck away from everybody.
Yeah, dude. Well, look, that's been. I agree with you. I've been in my hermit era for fucking years.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, like for the last few years for the same reason, because I just got sick of fucking going around trying to do shit with people in the music business, and they'd be like, like we're friends. We're gonna look out for you. Like when we come through, we're gonna do this together, and blah 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 and all that shit. And it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. It's like the most LA shit in the world, bro. Like you're gonna say it right to my goddamn face, and then you're gonna disappear, and it's not gonna happen.
Lie to my eyes. You're gonna lie to the eyes my mother gave me. You motherfucker.
The eyes my mother gave me. Yeah. And I was like, I'm just fucking. I'm sick of wanting and needing shit from anybody. And then when I went into this space, I went in with the same exact mentality. It's the same thing I went into every other space I've been in. Now, again, mind you, I've met amazing people in music, amazing people in film that are genuine and they're awesome. It's just, I've just also met a lot of snakes in those same businesses. I have not, and I'm not saying they don't exist in this world either. They do. But it has just been, I don't know, dude. It's like it's a bit like the neighborhood I live in now. And I'm giving too much away. When we first got here, everyone would wave to me.
Like me?
Bro, everyone would fuck. We drove through before we even moved here. We would drive and we were looking at the house first, and people just fucking waving. I'm like, the fuck are you waving? I don't know you. Like, why are you waving at me? And everyone would do it.
I will do that until the day I die. I will do that until the day I die.
Dude, it was the most bizarre shit. And then it took me a while here to now it's almost, I feel like I'm being rude if I don't wave to you or wave back or initiate the hi, like that kind of thing. It's just, but every time I talk to people, everyone's been cool as fuck. They're just super fucking nice. But when I first got here, I was like, did I join a cult? Like, what the fuck's going on?
I'm one of those people. I don't see. I wouldn't be able to do that. That's my default. I wouldn't be able to do that.
That's my default. I agree. But I keep finding myself, I found myself recently in the last year or two during my hermit era being in these spaces.
Do you know their names? Do you know your neighbors' names?
Yeah.
Really?
Dude. My neighbor across the street is the one who helped me put this wall up behind me. Just help me out. I hooked him up with a fucking couch.
I have lived here for a while. Good while. Yeah. I don't know a single neighbor.
Dude,
I know one neighbor's name.
I've been in LA. I've been in LA for almost 10 years. I know more neighbors on this street that I live on now than I've known in all of the fucking 8 places I've lived in collectively in the last 8 years.
Disgusting.
It's fucking wild, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
I hate everybody.
It's weird.
Because no. Because here's the other thing. Because okay, you want some of this? Do you want some of this?
Yes.
Here's the
thing.
Yes. This is what I think about, right? Oh, this is gonna sound so crazy. I'm sorry. Not crazy. Nothing wrong with it. Here, okay. So
just spit it out.
In my brain, when I don't know people, if I come in at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, or or I'm on my balcony, you know what I'm saying? At all craziness of the night and whatever's going on, I'm like, if they don't know me, then they can wonder what I'm up to, but they don't know me, so I'll never know. But if they know my name, then they'll my neighbors will be listening and they'll talking shit about me because they know my name now, bro. This is my brain.
Sounding a little Elon Musk insecure right now, sir.
This is my brain. No, it's
Yeah.
not even an insecurity thing. It's they'll call the fucking cops.
Yeah.
What do you
yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
That's what I, like now
But
that
that- but-
now they're
well,
gonna
I
now
feel
they're gonna
like-
talk shit and I'm because
I
they
mean,
know me
hang on,
now.
but like if they know you and you're not an unknown variable and they like you, then they're less likely because they're like, oh, well, it's just Dane.
Bro.
I get it. No, you're right. Anyone who meets you
No.
doesn't like you, so
like not like you know what I mean? Come on, not for long,
No,
bro. Nah,
stop.
I don't.
You know that's the opposite is true, motherfucker.
We're gonna
true.
We're gonna fall out.
I didn't even speak to you. I didn't even speak to you when I met you at first, and I automatically was like, "Oh, we're gonna be friends."
That's different. You don't live in the same building. If I gotta see you eventually I'm like, bitch, what do you want? What do you get your mail?
I will say this is a house. I live in a house now, and I've always been in apartments. And in apartments, I was less likely to like want to know you. Because here I can at least like
Did that hurt?
like
Was
in
that supposed-
apartments,
did
I was
that hurt
less
my
likely to
feelings?
know my neighbors as well.
Oh, I was like, me? What did I do to you?
No, yeah, bitch, I want to know you.
Yeah, okay. I guess in a house,
Maybe I
don't
feel
know.
more like isolated from it. You know what I mean? Like there's
can
more
see
of a sense of
When I was-
privacy and shit.
I could see that. I suppose. I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe that's part of it. I never really thought about
you know
it.
what else? You know what else? You know what else? I'm just I like, and I just don't like inviting people into. Like the more you know people, the more they like kind of get into your life. And I don't look like I never open my blinds, fucking ever.
I frosted my window.
Yeah, man.
Over them. So even if they're open, you can't see in it.
So you feel me? It's just,
Did you see that? Hold it. Did you see that?
No. What?
Do it again. What the fuck? You see the graphic?
What is
popping up?
that? What does that do?
What the fuck's going on?
Is that your? Is that your?
I didn't know it did that.
Your AI?
Does it do it to you? You try it. Thumbs up.
I don't think so.
It's just
I
me.
think that's on your thing. Doop doop doop. Yeah, it's just on your. You're so easily amused. I love it. Yeah, no, man. I look and it's not. What? Why is this working? Why is that a thing? Do you have that turned on? I feel like
I didn't think so.
You're so ridiculous.
Anyway,
it's not to say though, because it's not to say that like I can't be social. I can. I just choose not to be.
Dude, I am up until
okay.
recently
Wait.
been the
If you
same
see
way.
somebody,
Not you.
if you see somebody getting on an elevator, right? Getting on an elevator, like maybe one or two people, whatever. Do you get into the elevator with them and just kind of find a corner? B, get in the elevator with them, get in the front and press the button. Or C, wait for the next elevator that's empty.
I literally yesterday at the Navigale I was at, I stepped on the elevator and I started immediately having a conversation with the woman who was in the elevator. She started talking. She literally just said hi or something, and then before I knew it, I knew where she was from and her name, and ended up talking to her later on in the night a couple of times and stuff too. Like, full on conversation.
No.
So if that answers your question,
and I feel like that's happened to me at Target, and I okay. So for me, it felt cornered. It was like because I know what they're gonna do, right? You're like, hey, I'm like, yeah, hey, what's up? And then they're gonna start asking questions, and I can't get out. So they're gonna start asking questions about. So what's the tattoos, man? Did your piercing hurt? How long is that your hair? Can I touch it?
Sometimes.
Bro, more often than not, it's something. Basically, I'm gonna feel trapped into that scenario if I open that line of dialogue.
That absolutely happened to me literally last night too, where I was like, okay, this conversation's going on for a while, and like, I still want to make sure I talk to other people and shit, and I don't know what else to say.
Okay, bye.
So looking for an out here.
That shit you look shitty.
Yo, listen, your breast tank, I gotta go. You're talking real close, we got a problem. No, like, so I get that, but at the same time too, there's been, as a result of just being more open to it, I met some amazing fucking people, and I, even though my immediate reaction for a very long time was like, why the fuck are you looking at me? Why are you waving at me? Why are you talking to me? Don't talk to me. There's been you know, there's been a lot of good that's come from being a bit more open-minded about it, and even with some of my neighbors and shit who have become really, really good friends.
I know.
So, but I get what you're saying
you
too.
know-
I don't disagree with you, dude. Look, I lived in New York City for years before this. Like, you don't even make eye contact with motherfuckers. People are like, why are you looking at me? You walk through the street. You don't. If you look at somebody, it's almost like an invitation to like fucking start some shit. You know what I mean? If you look at them too long, like, what are you
Trauma.
doing?
That's so much trauma. Ugh, that sucks.
You know. So I'm like, I get it. I totally get it. And then, I remember when I first moved out to LA, dude. I was like wearing a fucking hat in a supermarket or some shit, and someone was like, "I love your hat." And I'm like,
It's called the store. Do not
Fuck you.
do not call it the supermarket. Please don't
It's a
call it
supermarket,
the
bro.
supermarket.
It's
Who
a
calls it
supermarket.
did they say supermarket in New York?
I don't know where
Is that an East
there
Coast
aren't
thing?
supermarket. Well, first off, I'm from Jersey originally, and I lived in South Florida for years too. So I don't know where I picked it up from, but I don't call it the store. The store is so vague.
The store. No,
I
you
call
go
it
to the
like I call it
store,
a
go to
corner
the
store or bodega.
Chad,
but I
is it
would
the store? Is it the store or the supermarket? I know I ain't never. That's like some 1940s. We're down the supermarket, get a loaf of bread. What?
It's the store.
It's the store. It's the store, right? Yeah, bro.
I don't know,
like,
man.
or look,
I ain't never called it the store. Is way too vague
corner
for me.
store, corner store, store,
Corner
grocery
store, bodega. I say for a corner store, but not for like a Ralph's.
Yeah, for Ralph's I say Ralph's. For Vaughn's I say Vaughn's.
But Ralph's is a supermarket.
But if I'm telling somebody that
it is.
Wait a minute. No, it's not. That's not even in the name of what it is. It's a grocery store. No,
a grocery store.
No one names it the supermarket, bro. That's like in a small town. In a small town with
hang on, shut up. Listen, bitch. Listen, motherfucker. If I Google supermarket
I'm not
right
saying
now,
it's not also a supermarket. I'm just
Ralph's
saying
is the first thing that shows up.
But what? Okay, look up the name of Ralph. Like, what's Ralph's name? Because I bet it's Ralph's grocery store, not Ralph's supermarket.
It probably is. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Whole Foods Market.
This is what I say.
Aldi
This is what I say.
grocery store.
But if I don't know what store I'm going to, I'm saying I'm going to the store. I don't know why. It doesn't have to be this big a deal. I realize I'm making way bigger a deal about this than it needs to be ever.
Hang on. Hold it. I'm looking it up right now. The difference between a grocery store and a supermarket.
Isn't a supermarket like a super K? Like how that used to be? Kmart?
Supermarkets let's see, a grocery store tends to be more focused on food and produce, often smaller in size, and might not carry the same extensive range of non-food items. Essentially, supermarkets are a one-size-fits-all store, while grocery stores are more specialized. So if you go in there and they selling fucking like pans and fucking plants and
yeah, like Kmart or Sears,
greeting cards and shit.
Sears is like a supermarket or was like a
no,
supermarket.
that's a department store, right? Supermarket is like if they sell groceries and food and produce, but they also sell other shit like fucking greeting cards and plants and gifts and stuff. That's a supermarket.
So Target's a supermarket?
Target has a supermarket in it.
Target does have a supermarket.
Has a grocery store in it. But it's also like that's a department store, right? Good. There's a Velarda Velarda supermarket that's called supermarket.
No, bro. I don't look. This is what I'm gonna say. Common usage. Most people in this country, I feel like if they're talking about going to like a grocer, will say
no one says grocer.
Do you need anything? Do you need anything from the store? I don't often hear, except for you, and I don't know why I'm all of a sudden taking issue with it now. Most people aren't like, I'm going to the supermarket, but I mean, I guess, I don't know.
See?
I don't know.
See?
Maybe
no, usually I will like you said though before, I will specify usually if I'm going to a specific one by name. Like I'm going to Ralph's, I'm going to Whole Foods, I'm going to Gelson's. Like normally I will say that, but if I have to blanket statement it, like, do you need to go to the supermarket today?
Did you know they're putting a bar in Target?
I heard that. That's low key brilliant,
bro. I'll get fucked.
I'm shocked it hasn't happened yet.
But
that's got to be something like overseas already, right?
No, they're bringing it here. They're like, well, yeah, probably. They lawless over there. They got fucking all kinds of stuff in the store. Yeah. It's
speaking of fucking bars and supermarkets and Target. I saw an article. It's maybe a couple months ago now, but I think they're trying to start it here. Costco is like building a fucking like apartment complex. Is supermarket meat maybe a better theme you picked up? No, it's not. I've been saying it before that. I'm just saying since I was a kid, supermarket. So I wonder what Publix is called. What's Publix?
Hello,
called?
Puppet.
Hello.
You gotta get the one.
Publix is called a supermarket in Florida, so that's probably why I call it that.
Publix. What's Publix?
Publix is like it's like the Ralphs of Florida.
Obviously.
It's a supermarket.
But
it literally says Publix supermarkets. So that's probably why.
All right.
I did live in Florida for 10 years. Anyway, now we bored everyone to death with that.
I thought it was a riveting conversation.
I mean, I enjoy it.
Is Costco a supermarket?
Costco, I don't know. I think it's a wholesaler.
Okay, never mind. Let's not. I'm not gonna.
They're like bulk wholesale or some shit. But they're building apartments. I don't know if you heard that before.
Costco's building apartments. Costco is building apartments.
Costco is building an apartment complex in Los Angeles with a Costco attached to it, and and some of it's affordable housing, like a chunk of it. And I think they're doing it as Costco, not like some like fully government funded project or anything like that. I think they're doing it because they're trying to do something like good, which is kind of wild. Costco, and I keep hearing, I've always heard they treat their employees fantastic and shit too. Let me see if I look this up. Costco.
I love Costco.
Me too. Low-key,
liquor's cheap, and protein is the best there because like you can get a thing of chickens this big, chicken breast for like $20.
How big? It's big. It's so good. But Costco
in the
first
bowl.
ever with apartments is in the works in the bowl in Los Angeles. 800 apartments.
What's his name? I want to shout him out.
Scotty K Fitness.
Scotty K Fitness. We love him.
He's one of my favorite creators. Yeah, in the bowl. It's not that serious.
I've got like
cut to you doing a split in the background.
He's cool.
Shout out to his fucking mustache, bro.
He does. I don't shout that out though, because that thing looks so obnoxious to eat with. I know that like,
oh god, yeah, it's like a comb for his food.
You're always like, you would like, because you're always getting stuff in your mustache if you have that. You're like, whenever you eat, you're not rolling it back.
No, God, no. But it's so fantastic.
I'm
not even mad at it. He's like, who is it? Was it Scruffy, the janitor from Futurama?
Oh, right.
You remember him?
Yeah.
It's just like mustache.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it, man. Every time it's like his mouth. There's no mouth. It's just mustache, moving mustache with words coming out. It's fantastic. That's good, man. All right. Anyway, I think that's a good place to leave it. Scotty K Fitness in the bowl.
On Scotty K Fitness's mustache. I'm down.
Yeah, that's it.
Ow.
It feels good.
Also, fuck V Shred.
Fuck V Shred. Oh, and while we're talking fitness influencers too, Dr. Mike Israetel from Renaissance Periodization,
low-key
one of the fucking best. You ever watch him before?
Yeah, I've been watching way too much of him for the last, I'd say 4 or 5 months, and I am making some really intense changes to like my workouts and stuff because of his philosophy. And and
good, man.
It
makes it so much harder though.
It's some getting used to. It is I don't know, but I'm like, I was plateauing pretty hard, and I was like, I want to see, if shaking it up will help.
I think it will. And for those who don't know, we'll wrap up with a quick lesson on what we're talking about. Dr. Mike from RP, Renaissance Periodization. You can find him on YouTube. Him and Jeff Nippard as well. They're both science-based lifters, and a lot of the philosophy is based on the range of motion, the depth of stretch during the movement when you're working out, and then how much volume of training to do. And how like training to failure versus keeping a couple of reps in reserve and that kind of thing. And then the way you space out your workouts, whether or not you do something that Like say you're trying to work on your biceps. Do you train all back first, or do you start with biceps if that's your focus? Because obviously your nervous system and the muscles would be fatigued already by the time you get to them. There's a lot of things like that where you just take into consideration what the studies are telling you to maximize muscle growth and hypertrophy. And like as an example, if you're any range of motion, the bottom half of the motions, if you're doing a bicep curl, if you extend and stretch out the muscle fiber all the way to the bottom, you can get the same amount of growth by doing a half rep than even doing a full range of motion, because almost all of it's at the bottom there and letting it stretch all the way out. And so you start learning all that shit and integrating it into your workout makes it fucking.
You've been paying attention.
Makes it fucking hard as shit.
Look at you. You started integrating it as well? Sounds like
yeah, dude. I've been watching it for a long time, and I've been doing stuff similar to it for a while. But I realized I was doing a lot of shit wrong, like close to right. I was on the right page, but like the wrong paragraph. You know, I don't know if that's a real phrase, but I just made it up. But it works. It
works.
It's really wild shit, man. It works. big difference. And it's we'll button it up with this. That's a really good example, right? Of somebody who goes, hey, I don't know enough about this thing. I think I should learn more about it and take the fucking information in from people who know better than I do, and then put it into action, as opposed to remaining willfully ignorant.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Stuck in their ways, aren't they?
Learn shit. Do shit. Learn shit. Put it in action.
Be better.
That's it. Be better. And as always, we are Failure Made Monsters. Love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, chat, for joining us in this live broadcast. Have a good night, a wonderful evening, and of course, fuck Donald Trump.
Hold on. Don't go yet. What's alien dick? I forgot. Did we do something about that?
Yes. It's a reference to an old episode.
What was it? Shout out Anita, by the way.
Shout out Anita.
I just reading that last comment.
Good night. And because it's been a while, and I can't say alien dick. Hashtag never forget.
What's alien? I don't remember it.
Oh.
Wait, I'm gonna have to
Drop-
watch.
drop
I'll
us
have
a
to
DM,
watch.
Anita.
I drink a lot.
Give us a refresher, because we're old and tired. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you for episode 61 next. We're just 8 away from greatness.